Hi there, thank you so much for joining me on my channel. Do subscribe while you're here, it might be worth your time. If you find a video you like, do comment and leave me a comment. Oh dear, too rehearsed. Just leave me a comment if you see what you like and like what you see. And then give us a thumbs up. Anyway, been silly now. Hi everybody, great to have your company. Thank you. I know I say it, but it is worth saying. So I'm just trying to fix the my chair because it does help with the people to find me. I feel like a little fish in a massive pond, you know. But you know, hard work gets you places. I started off with 1 subscriber, and now I've managed to get more. So thank you. Hi everybody, great to have your company. I'm going live. It just gives people a chance to come on in and to kind of go, oh, Esther's doing a live. Quite excited tonight. So a little story first and then I'll get stamping. A few weeks ago at church, on the display on the screen, I think we were going through the 1 John passage in 1 John, and there was a little picture beside the points for the sermon, and the picture was my inspiration. And I thought, oh, I want to recreate that, but with Stampin' Up stuff. And it was a lovely kind of floral border at the top corner and bottom corner of this design with, I think it had like a verse in the middle. And I've had a quick play this afternoon, and I was hoping to use a couple of stamps and it wasn't working. I was hoping to use Positive Thoughts because this particular image had like feathers as well as flowers. But I also wanted to mix it with, oh, I found a stamp on the back of my, and can't lose that. I played with Beautiful Friendship, and I wanted to combine the two, but they're 2 different sets, as you can tell. Like that one's more watercolory and this one's a bit more lined, and the proportions were wrong to use them together. So I stuck with Beautiful Friendship, and we're going to play with this. And I had to play earlier and I was really pleased with the results for somebody who's, not an artist. I was trying to put it in the title and it wasn't working. So let's do a quick roll call and say hello to you all. Hi Kay, Bev, Janice, Anne-Marie, Gina, Christine, Randy, Barbara, Melanie, Tina, Cheryl, Mary, Carol, Janet, Sheila. I hope I haven't repeated myself. Anne-Marie says she's just ordered that stamp set. Which one? And Louisa. Hi Louisa. Beautiful Friendship or Positive Thoughts? I am borrowing Positive Thoughts off my upline, my dear sister. Okay, so the idea is to use the watercolour paper, which everything is in the box, Esther. I get so organised that I forget I put everything together. Oh, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Sorry, I should have given you warning of the turning around moment. Actually, both. Oh, she's got both sets. Right, so Stampin' Up now sell this cold waterpress watercolour paper. Now you're going to ask me what the difference between cold press and hot press is. I can't remember. Apparently cold press is better. And it measures, it's 7 inches across, so I've cut this down at 3.5. Now this came with a flap all the way around, and I noticed it's actually watercolor paper. So if you get this, I've used the backing to do my experimenting on. I chopped it down. I won't show you, quick sneak. I've used the backing to experiment on because I didn't want to waste my paper. So I'm going to actually go ahead and chop down another piece just in case. No, not just in case, but because I want to do a few designs for you. So cutting this down at 3.5. I'm going to tear it a little bit because I didn't run it through properly. So I'm concentrating on the Subtles collection, okay? I didn't think I wanted the Beautiful Friendship, but I have watched Ruth so many times that I've had to have it. That's the trouble with us demonstrators. We end up enabling you to buy things you never knew that you needed to have. I had a piece of paper here on my work surface. Let's just bring this back so we can use this. What I am going to try and do is just call up my video on my screen, because unlike Facebook, your comments kind of disappear as soon as they come up. So just bear with me while I do that. I don't want a distracting piece of paper. I want a piece of paper that isn't going to be too distracting. Okay, that's better. Make sure my volume's down. Great. Okay, good. We're here. We're here. Nadia, good to see you. Hi, Jan. I'm glad you caught me. Right, I'm going to lift you up and just zoom you in the hope that I can. I'm going to. Oh, my flap on my phone is in the way. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Esther. Watched a ton of your videos, but this is my first live. Everybody, please welcome Lynn. It's great to have your company. Right. I won't show you what I did earlier. I do like to take you on a journey when it comes to stamping. Now, before I start, now would be a really good time to share out the video. I think there is an option. Yes, press the share button, and then that will get people along. I was talking to about a design earlier, and I might try and recreate that design. Hi there, Debbie. Do say if you're for some reason. So can you just oh no, I'm back. All right, sure, I'm just going to carry on. So out of the beautiful friendship stamp set, I'm using the smallest rose here, and I wanted to do it might be easier for me to do a design in this corner. Now it does come out faint. I'm going to draw you a bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. Just shout if you can't see, okay? And then I didn't think this through. I think this is going to be a bit much. Oh no, I could fit that around there. Okay. I think I do need to re-ink my Blushing Bride actually. Okay, I'm going wrong already. This is not good. Oh dear. Right. Might go in actually with a bit of, so look, you can tell I've re-inked this one, can't you? So saffron. Oh, you just got your breakfast organised, Vanessa. This is a bit large for what I want it for. Do I want this one? Oh, let's do it, because it's what we do around here. We go for things. I'm going to leave these open because I will come back to those. And I was going to do soft sea foam. Oh, let's do soft sea foam because I wanted soft sea foam. Thank you for sharing it, Barbara. I appreciate that. Now my stamp has kind of half come off my block, which is not a very good place to be. I hope you can see the colours all right. Hi, Tanya. Just do it. Yeah, enough thinking. Just do it. We do overthink sometimes. It's best not to. Best not to overthink. And also, like, I forget that I've got an audience. Like, you're waiting for me to do something. So I better get on and do, you know. Right, so that's my design. Then simply get yourself an aqua pen. Just going to move these out the way. And then you follow the lines of the stamps. Now, I've decided you don't have to be overly careful. And then with what's left on your brush, just draw it into the image. So you kind of want to keep the outline of the image on the paper. Honestly, it feels like you're a proper watercolour artist when you do this. But we're just kind of breaking down those sharp lines on the edges of our images. And it feels like you've actually watercoloured it on when you haven't. You've stamped it. So exciting, honestly. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I have a Facebook page. Oh, you can't see it. Same name, Stampin' Star Creations. Are you talking about my other Facebook group, maybe? So if you guys want to share anything that you've made with Stampin' Up products, especially if you've been inspired by something I've made, I'd like to see, that's the place to share it. Head over to SSC Created and Inspired, which is my group to share things that are Stampin' Up and stuff that maybe you've made that I've inspired you to make. And then I'm doing the same with the green, so just going over those. Look how quickly this is. Look. And then now with this particular one here, I just dot it on because I want to still keep the idea of the dots, but also blend in that colour. So kind of like dabbing it a bit more rather than brushing it. Let's zoom you out. How cool is that? I just think that's so cool. I do feel like an artist. Right, I'm going to add a bit more yellow over here. Now this is where I end up smudging stuff. Thank you, Ruth. Ruth is busy sharing to my admin bit. So if none of you follow Ruth, she's my sister and she is very creative also. She has her own Facebook channel, which she will no doubt put in a minute. And yeah, Ruth's my inspiration as well. I like this. I'm going to do something, not a twin in the corner, but just something. Maybe I should just do the buds. Let's do the buds. See what we can come up with, shall we? I'm going to smudge off the bit with the ink. So I've got my buds. I just want a little bit of actually, let's just stamp that on. Do I want a bit of yellow? Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. You can't see what I'm doing. Honestly, I feel like I'm a real watercolour artist. Now I can stick a sentiment in here somewhere, maybe across the middle at this point. But I want to show you like some more designs and some more ideas. So still using these lovely soft palettes of colours. Now I don't think she's on YouTube. There's a lady called Marilyn Brown who actually does amazing watercolours using Stampin' Up inks. And she doesn't do what I do, cheating, watercolour cheating. Do you think you could do that on Whisper White cardstock, or do you need a watercolour paper? Good question. Thank you for that question, Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie, if you did this on Whisper White cardstock, you wouldn't get such a flow of the water. This really does like seep in the water and lets you kind of, you can probably see the texture on that paper. It wouldn't have the same effect. The other paper that we sell, which is similar but different, is the Shimmer White cardstock, which has got a shimmer to it. And it acts kind of halfway between watercolour paper and our Whisper White paper. So it allows you to move the water, but this just allows the water to move more. So what I can do now is using my ink pad, you just squash the middle to create a palette on your lid. And you can pick up that colour or squeeze a bit of water out if you want to onto there. That was too much water, but there you go. And then you can even go over some bits if you wanted to make it darker, or if you wanted to add a bit of shading. Honestly, I feel like I know what I'm doing here. But do you remember, it was reminding me of those books that you can get when you were children years ago. I think they're still available, where it was just like colour on paper and then you add water to it and it like brought the picture to life. Do you remember those? Right, I'm going to leave that for now because I want to show you some more designs, okay? So I'm quite pleased with that. I'm not sure about the yellow, it's a bit bright, but we'll just put that to one side and work on another one. I'm just using my little reference. Okay, let's put the yellow one away. Oh, actually, no, let's leave this out. Let's do something else. Thank you, Kay. Right, so I've got another piece of that paper. Let me just think what I'm doing. What I could do with is seeing if it's out on my desk already. Oh, I've got a yellow sponge. I use that. So I'm going to, don't know if it's got any colour on this large one. I'm going to make a meal of this. What's going on with my ink pad? There we go. I'm going to cover this in the Blushing Bride. Excuse me. And I'm going to dab a bit of, just a little bit of So Saffron with my sponge. I think I was always a bit scared of watercolour because sometimes I end up making a bit of a meal of it, and sometimes it's easy just to stay simple and then just work from there. Make sure I get all that colour on there. Don't panic at this stage. You might be like, oh no, it's not come out how I wanted it to. Don't panic. So I'm going to go in with a Blushing Bride again with these, and then again maybe just do a little hint of the yellow on the edges. Let's do that yellow thing again, shall we? Just a little bit of blop, blop, blop. Blip, blop, blop. Actually, let's put you down here for a change. I tend to sort of do the same design. So I'm going to change it up a bit. Now we're going to introduce, where are you? Gorgeous grey, no, Highland Heather. Highland Heather. So I'm going to clean this off. I've lost the one, oh there it is, it's drying, it's over there. Put that over there to show you in a minute. Hi Kimberly, how lovely, lovely, lovely it is to see you. How have you been, Kimberly? And then because we're going to do a flower arrangement, we're going to put some up here as well. And then add a bit of foliage. Oh, you finally caught me live. Here I am. 'Tis me. Now with this, with these leaves, you can really kind of draw them out. And when I mean draw them out, I'm running out of space to do it on here, but you know, you can keep stamping and creating a more elongated look. So in fact, I'm going to do it here like a vine, basically. The purple I'm using is Highland Heather. I made a mistake and called it the wrong thing, but it's Highland Heather. Okay, so we'll lay down all our colours that we want, and we're going to, happy to see you, Kim. So it's the lighter of the purples Stampin' Up to. So I'm going to start, let's start in the middle. So remember, I've got the touch of So Saffron on here. Maybe I should have done it a bit more pinky. But we're going over the line to make sure it has water on it. But at the same time, trying to keep the form of the flower, if that makes sense. And then just using the ink. I'm not, I've not squeezed my pen at all. It's just whatever water is in there. So we don't want to see those dotty lines where the image has stamped. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. Can you see those tiny dots? We're wanting to hide those and pretend they're not there. Oh, I'm glad you're doing well, Kimberly. But yet keeping the shape of the petals so you can make it as a rose. Okay, there's a little bit too much yellow on this, but we're working with it. You might want to just give your brush a few little brushes off. And then we're going to... Now do remember that like the water kind of keeps reacting after you've put it down. I think that's the other thing that I forget, that actually, although it might not do what you've done straight away, it kind of keeps reacting to that paper until it stops. So it goes a lot more kind of watercolour looking later on, after things have started to calm down and dry off a little bit. And then going in with those leaves. I like the idea of the pastel colours, so I'm using the colours from the Subtles family for this. And then maybe my next card I want to do something quite bold and maybe stick to one colour to see what that looks like. I do like doing monochromatic cards because you can get all sorts of different shades, especially from this sort of stamp set where it has different shadings to it anyway. I'm not so keen on the yellow, but what I'm going to do, because you can, is go back with my darker pink. I should actually let it dry a bit, but I'm a bit impatient like that. Oh, thank you, Carol. Carol says, I'm loving this. I'm going to go back, because you can fix things, you know, just... And it's quite forgiving on the watercolour, I reckon. Just going to keep adding some more pink back in to make it look a bit more. Oh, I've got some fluff, pink fluff. Or if you want to add more definition to those petals again, so using a bit less water, but just brush on that colour. Okay. Now I'm going to do here's one I made earlier, and in fact what I did do is, if I can find it, oh come on, why is it always the case when you're doing a live, that's when things get lost. I had it all together, I had it all organised, so why now is it disappearing? I'm looking for my blending brush. Okay, I'm just going to grab another one, save everybody's time. It will turn up later, you watch. So I'm going in with crumb cake and dabbing a bit of crumb cake on my makeup brush, and then I'm going to just concentrate mainly. Oh, I've forgotten another step as well. Before that, what I did is to thank you, Randy. Right, so we want to get that palette. This time we do want it a little bit more watery. Okay, and then I'm just going to use my finger and just splat it on top to get these really cool splats, basically. So you can just wipe that off with a kitchen towel or something in a bit. And then I quite like the idea of the to have some purple splats by the purple flowers. It just does something, I don't know, just does something to the picture, brings it to life. And then I actually use a darker green because that soft seafoam is quite light. I'm going to go in with Pear Pizzazz to make sure my brush is cleaned off a bit. You don't have to go wild with all the colours, but it's just nice to do the splats where the colours are at. There we go. Okay, that's enough splattage. Then what I was saying is, now I did dry this off actually because those splats are just going to be a bit to if I do anything else with it. Just give this a blast. Dries quite quickly with the heat tool. Shouldn't really have it on full volume for the sake of drying. Oh, Kim, I'm glad that you brought us live today. I know it's not the easiest of times when we come on to suit everybody. So what I was saying is I'm just going to kind of just go around the edges. This just takes off a bit of that kind of bland whiteness. Bland whiteness, is that a word? That is still a bit wet, but I'm keen to show you. Maybe a bit too keen because I'm smudging my work. And just kind of gives it this really cool vintage vibe. Look, I am smudging, but hey, do you know what? For the sake of showing you guys, I'm going to let it smudge. I can fix that later. Okay, so the closest colour I reckon this goes with is very vanilla. And because I've cut this down to 3.5 inches, so it measures 3.5 by 5 inches. I've cut a border of very vanilla in 5.25 by 3.25. Okay, so this will sit there like so. Just going to draw you out a bit because it looks massive in real life, but it's not. And then if you get a piece of matching cardstock like this, ta-da! Okay, this is not my best example, but I am going to show you one I made earlier, which is this one. So this one was, I think it's the yellow. Maybe I should just not use the yellow. Here's one I made earlier. Okay, so let's bring back that other one that we did, which is still looks like it's drying. I'm just gonna, let's pop that one on something. Let's see what this looks like. Excuse me. Look, so pretty and so simple. When you've got these stamps, stamp the centre in what? I'm thinking black. Oh, we've got to hold our breath. What's Ruth going to say? She's saying stamp centre in... I did really want to put a black sentiment right on top of that, actually. I was very tempted. The large rose. What, in here? I wanted to put a sentiment in there. That's what I was saving it for. Is that what you meant? In this one, the centre of that one. Now, I want to do something a bit different. And now I was going to do something like Blackberry Bliss, the other one. In this one, stamp the large rose in this one. Do you mean this in there? Yes, you can put the stamens in it. I can fix it. Let me know if that's what you're thinking. I was thinking about like Blackberry Bliss or Merry Merlot, or a favourite of ours is Night of Navy. So I'm thinking, ooh, like a watercoloured Night of Navy. So do you want Night of Navy or do you want, I don't know, Merry Merlot or Blackberry Bliss? I could do all of the colours. No, I won't. I want to do one colour to see what that looks like, but I am tempted to do just one. So place your votes. If you're watching live, you can decide. How did I know Janice was going to say Night of Navy? And we've got 2 votes for Blackberry Bliss. Did I cut any more card? Got 2 votes for Night of Navy. Blackberry Bliss. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3 votes for Blackberry, 3 votes for Night of Navy. Oh, neck and neck. Right. I think Night of Navy. Oh, one of each. Okay, let's do Night of Navy because that is coming in more now. And then I want to do something else. I got ideas. I did get cherry cobbler out because that was my third option, but nobody chose that one. So I think because of the size of my paper, I might stick to the smaller sized rose. Make sure it's dry. Don't want it. Okay, we're going to go in with Blackberry Bliss has won this one. Not Blackberry Bliss. Oh. Night of Navy. So do all your stamping first. Oh, can I tuck that in there? A little bit tight. I wonder if I can afford to do another one there. I've got a mini post-it note here. Let's move that card out of the way. Okay, let's see where this takes us. Too close. Okay. Here goes. Are you ready? Sure, I've got some sort of. Oh, I've got quite a lot of water. Look at that reaction on the page. I could do with blotting that, but I'm going to carry on. It's amazing how it changes on that watercolour paper. Now I've got to be careful that I don't overdo the lines. When I'm using one colour, it does make a difference. I've got too much water on my pen. You're liking this, huh? Way too much water on my pen. Starting to eke out now, which is good. It's pretty just like that. Oh, thank you. So remember, the pen does pick up on colour that's already. I've got to be very careful not to smudge. This is where I tend to put my big fat finger across it, and it tends to smudge the whole thing. I can't wait to splatter this already. This is so easy. Such a cool effect. I think when I got this book, first of all, I think I might have tried watercolour with it. But I think something was not going quite right, or not going my way that day. Hi, Renee. Is it Renee or Renee? I always have this debate in my head. I suppose it's spelled Renee, so I don't know why I'm calling you Renee for. I've just looked at it in the screen. It looks quite different. Like when you're concentrating, it's like a puzzle. You can only see the piece in front of you, but I've just looked at the screen. I can see the overall effect. It's like, whoa, that's cool. Wow, wow, wow. So I'm just going back. You could use the fine brush. This is actually the broad one. I just think it fills out that space. I'm just carefully going in with introducing touches of blue. Oh, thank you. Right, now I've got to splatter this. Not overdo it, but just a few. There. Ooh, whoa. Hi, Karen. Christine, what did Christine say? Did you say something, Christine? Did a vintage card using Daisy and leaves a splatter like you did earlier. Took my snips and roughed the paper edges on both mats. Yes, that would be cool to do. So we're going to leave this to dry naturally, but I am desperate to see what this looks like on. I think this is blueberry bush. Oh, have I got? Oh, I might have night of navy. Oh, there we go. You can bring both of them out because it's lightened the night of navy into more. Oh, look at that. That's on blueberry bushel. Which way up is it? It doesn't matter, does it? Wow. I love it. I love. Let's try the night of navy. So that just deepens it more. But I think I quite like it on here. It really brings it to life. Love it. I think I like it more than the coloured ones. Completely different look. Because if you've missed that one from earlier, it has got a little bit of a purple tint, hasn't it? Yeah, the blueberry bushel. Can I do another one? I want to do another one now. Shall we try the blackberry bliss? Let's try the blackberry bliss. Maybe this. I wonder if it's what it's like in the big stamp. Right, just give me a moment to clean off these so we can start again. I did get another stamp set out to try. I don't know if Ruth is still on here. I know she wanted to come back and do a live. I'm having too much fun. Just gonna have to wait. Okay, we're gonna try the blackberry, and I might need to cut some more card. And this is the point we lost. Oh no, is it in here? Oh, I'm going to need to order some more watercolour paper by the looks of it. Like, because it comes in such a big sheet, you can use the big sheet, but it's just quite nice to cut it down and work on a smaller surface. Right, let's try Blackberry Bliss. I'm wondering about maybe like a corner design. You know what we say, just do it. Let's try it. So, do share this out and then other people can watch this process. We are using Stampin' Apps in the box. Here it is. Oh no, that's not it. That's not it. Dash not it. Beautiful friendship. I really hope this carries over. Hopefully it's popular enough to do some watercolouring tonight. It makes me feel like a real professional. You could combine your technique with the one we taught earlier. Yes. I wonder how that would work. So what, sprinkles? You could do, I suppose you could do watercolour technique on watercolour paper. What did I just say? No, refills on baby wipes is what I'm talking about. Oh dear. Oh, thank you for sharing it out. I appreciate that. By sharing, it just means that other people get to discover me, and it's a great way of sharing the love, you know? If you like something, you share it, don't you? Share a recipe or sprinkles on baby wipes. I don't know. I suppose, yes, it would react to water, wouldn't it? I suppose. I don't know why I feel the need to stamp these things in threes, but I do. Feel the need. Well, I was going to concentrate my design on one area, but it's kind of spread out a bit. Maybe I should just fill the whole bottom half. Some more stamping. Oh, thank you, Vanessa. Thank you. It's amazing where stamps take you. I'm just basically filling out the whole page now. It wasn't meant to be like that, but you know, sometimes when you get stamping, the stamps dictate to you. Okay, you ready for this? So putting water on this changes it completely. Right, this time I'm going to make sure that my pen isn't overloaded with water like last time, because you have a lot more control over where it goes if it's not like full on flooded with water. So, like I said, you don't have to be overly careful. You just want to make sure that you still got the outline of the stamps. Look at the colour change. Isn't that gorgeous? It's rich. It's makes me want to eat it. It's like blackberries. Like blackberry. It's like painting with blackberry juice. Oh dear. I have done that at work actually in the nursery. We did that once. I'm not sure what's going on with this part of the flower, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Ribena. Painting with Ribena. It's nice to get these little details in, like the stems and these little bits here, because it kind of makes it look even more realistic. You've got to be careful not to smudge, Esther. Let's do a leaf, see what a leaf looks like. I'm going to try and leave some of those highlights. Sad joke, Esther, sad joke. This is a beautiful colour, especially the cardstock. Oh, it's just so rich and vibrant. This on a pink. Me too, I try and use it regularly, says Lynn. It's drying out a little bit, but I'm going to keep going and not squeeze my pen. See what happens. It's still got water. It's amazing how much water it holds. Thank you, Nydia. If we get forced into 14-day quarantine, you'll be teaching 24/7. The captured audience. It's funny, before I do my lives, I do get a little bit nervous, and I like to plan out what I'm doing a bit more, or just have some idea. And then it's amazing when I actually get on here. Okay, I'm going to need to squeeze this a little bit. when I get on here, how, you know, the creativity does take over and you get ideas as you create. So it's like, you've got nothing to worry about. But it's the fear of not coming up with those ideas when you're actually on here. This is such a gorgeous colour. So this is Blackberry Bliss. So these dark colours work really well on this watercolour paper. Lynn, thank you for asking me. What is my favourite colour? I'm presuming you're talking Stampin' Up colours here. It was Bermuda Bay, but I really like Coastal Cabana. I think Brights and Regals are my kind of colours, or the ones that I tend to like to get drawn to. But I do like Blackberry Bliss. Oh, I like it a lot. Love. Right, let me see. Have I got any Blackberry Bliss? Now, it's amazing how different the colour is. So that's Blackberry Bliss cardstock that I've just laid down. We're going to grab out some Merry Merlot. And let's get some rich raspberry in here to see. Because we're adding water, it changes the look. So this is rich raspberry, which is probably the colour it's best. This is Merry Merlot. Or Merry Merlot, some people say. And this is actually Blackberry Bliss. This is the same colour as the ink, but I'm thinking rich raspberry. So for those of you who have just joined, you might want to stick around to see what we did earlier. This was the, yeah, let's see what it looks like on black. Get a nice contrast. I think anything on black is quite striking. It looks like a window or something, doesn't it? Let's try the blue one on the black. You have great fun just, you know, swapping it up. There, right. How long have I been on? 47 minutes. I do want to try. Now, I don't know how this is going to work. Where's my... I've got one more piece of paper left, so let's use it. This stamp set, which I borrowed off Ruth. Add another layer with ink. Do you mean ink, Sheila? Now, again, I could do this with... Add another layer with pink. Oh, yeah, that would be nice. Oh, no worries, Cheryl. Silver edge emboss. Vanessa, you're talking my language. That blue with silver edging. Ali says, I've just ordered my Meadow, doesn't me? I've been put off with this set. I borrowed it off Ruth, and I'm a bit scared to use it, to be honest. Because I was talking to somebody the other day and saying I'm a bit unsure about the... Look at this stamp set. She doesn't keep her plastic bit on top. I'm a bit unsure about the proportions, which is why it freaks me out a little bit. Now, these flowers, these little tulips are calling to me. And I'm thinking some flowers maybe at the front. I like the idea of a bridge with some... If it's going away from you, would the water be running like that? It wouldn't be the opposite, would it? So I'm thinking a bridge, upside down bridge, like that. Yeah, Sheila, me too. Thinking a bit of that in the background. Maybe get some... See, it's just that the whole proportion thing is just... I don't feel very comfortable with the proportions. I don't know what I'm doing. The trees, just everything feels a little bit different sizes, I can't cope very well. Maybe that goes with that. No idea. Maybe that's for the trees, I don't know. We have birds, we're okay. We have birds, we have sky. We have some stepping stones. Okay, let's work with that. Might go all wrong, but there we go. Can be water or a path. I'm thinking water. Let's just do this and then I'm going to hop off. Let's get some pastel colours back in. See if I can stamp all this on here. Chuck my things in the bin. I'm very dare. Okie dokes, here goes, folks. So we're going in with some pool party. We've started. Let me just grab blocks to put all my stamps on. Then we need some greenery for our tulips. You guys are a bit miles away. Let's bring you in a little bit. Whoops, too much. Yep, it could be water or a path. It could be anything you want it to be. I really want red tulips. Let's get some clouds in the sky. Nope. That will do for clouds. I might have to have calypso coral tulips instead. I'm going to just keep stamping to create that illusion of more flowers around it. I'm going to grab out my other colours. Like a bridge over troubled waters. I think because this is in limbo, I might need to ground it a little bit afterwards with something. Yeah, so I didn't rush out to buy this, although I do like this style of stamp set. I wasn't entirely convinced about how I'd use it. So I refrained from buying it and just borrowed instead. It's coming to shape, I think. Now I do like the idea of like a stony path. You're singing along with me. Running out of tiny blocks. I need a swig of tea. I think this is a stony path anyway. Maybe it's clouds. You know, this set is like, it can be anything you want it to be type set. And I think, you know, by the time we add water to this, remember, it just changes the complete look of and feel of this. So I think this is just because everything's so tiny as well. It just takes ages to do, but it's quite nice to just, you know, you could build whatever you like from it. You're not limited to, you know, and it gives you a lot of liberty to create what you like. I think if I use, let's go Pear Pizzazz Trees, shall we? And then we can add a bit of something. Remember, we've still got to watercolour this, so we'll change. Change. I'm feeling it's lacking something. I like the wheelbarrow as well. That's cool. Is this more clouds? Is it a different cloud? Let's bring the cloud down a bit. Oh, we're using the wrong colour. Oopsies. Okay, are we ready for this? Are you ready? Okay, let's get this water on water. I'm going to spread it out a little bit, make it a bit more watery. Make those clouds nice and fluffy. Use the wrong colour here, not very helpful, Esther. And then let's get these green trees going on. Let that brown merge in. Just stippling my brush. Stipple, stipple. And then I'm going to draw on these. Draw in the trees. Lovely little trees, that's right. There we go. Look at that, it completely changes the whole look of the picture. Adding my bridge. Yeah, it would be better off using the finer one, but this can go quite fine actually, this broad one. There we go. It lends itself to watercolour, these sort of stamp sets. It is like, not colouring by numbers, but that kind of, you know, a little bit of, I think if you leave stuff uncoloured, it does look a little bit odd. Let's give a bit of colour to these tulips at the front. Got a bit pink in my water there. Something seriously wrong with that water. And then we're going to do some pebble dash. Pink pebble dash. Come on, what's going on? I want grey. This may be my agenda this evening since my Arboretum meeting was cancelled. Ah. Right, let's get this. I feel like it needs a bit of sunshine. Just cover up my mistake. Bring me sunshine. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's bring in my yellow. Is there a sunshiny? Not really a sunshiny thing in there. So, dun, dun, dun. I'm going to add a bit of sunshine to my picture. Oh, I like that. Oh, you want to go for a walk there? That's a lovely thing to say. Right, let's wrap this up and get a bit of that's pear pizzazz, that's not soft sea foam. Where's my soft sea foam gone? Let's try, what colour is this? Mint Mac? Oh, that's a bit better. There. Whoa, hit an hour. Watch out, I'm going to turn you over. Me. Thank you so much for sticking with me. It's been an adventure tonight, hasn't it? As usual, you'll have to let me know what your favourite is tonight. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I know some of you might find this video too long, but there is a fast forward button. It's worth knowing about. So, working backwards, we've got the My Meadow stamp set out, and we've done some watercolouring with the blue, and we tried it in the Blackberry Bliss. Never too long, says Sheila. And I've shown you the colouring in colours, and then doing order with that one. Whew, it's been a good night, y'all. Vanessa likes the one colour cards. Yeah, it's amazing what you can do with one colour. Don't underestimate, pardon me, the one colour card. Oh, you know what I forgot to do on their splatters? Excuse me. I might have to revisit that. And I quite like the My Meadow card in a watercolour scene. So thank you. It's great to have your company. You can, if you want to, support my business by sending a PayPal. Its address is below. Some of you have kindly done that already, which I really thank you for. You know who you are. And you can super chat as well. So ways in which to support my business: you can ask me for a catalogue from the UK, you can place orders with me, you can subscribe to my channel. If that's all you do today, I'll be much appreciated. Take care, God bless, lots of love, have a good night, morning or afternoon wherever you are. Now, why do I struggle with your name? Nydia says she loves the Blackberry Bliss. Great night all, take care, bye.